going to be very useful.
Hey, you know I'm all about getting huge ice blocks.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Okay, you'll have to tell me about that one later then.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Businessman. The game industry executive summary for today. On the highlights, you have to really elaborate on this thing. The number one item on the highlights. GTA 6's delay doesn't mean the games industry is in trouble. It's already dead. And this is Eurogamer. I want to hear, what is this? What is going on?
Rockstar
Tell us.
delays all their games. Why would you read the slightest thing into it at all?
What's the new normal here? What's the message?
It's a good headline. I can't say it's not a good headline, but
yeah, I could have just used the one that's about there's a new trailer and then there is a delay. So they've just instantly released the day after there is a new trailer in the.
I feel like this was an opinion piece that he had written and decided to peg it to the delay.
Like saved it until they announced.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just a description of how the video game market has evolved. I saw some other LinkedIn posts saying everybody has an opinion whether it's a good news or a bad news that GTA 6 has been delayed. Some people think it's a good news for third-party publish for other publisher because it means they have no leeway to release their game. For example, I think Sony announced the release date of Ghost of Yotei the day after, or like a few hours after. Mm-hmm. So there is some opportunistic behavior there. So yes, it's better if you don't have GTA 6 launching around you.
Yeah.
But also GTA 6 is expected to drive massive acquisition of PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series at the same time. So this is the type of game that bring old gen players into new gen console, new gen ecosystem. Mm-hmm. So you will miss that bump in console install base when if you release this calendar year or before May.
You'll miss the huge bump, but I think you'll still get a bump because people are going to be like, "I'm going to get this for Christmas to get ready."
Yeah.
You know.
But if you were planning to release your game in Q1 next year or in Q2 next year, then you probably think twice if you can rush it before or postpone it later. But I think if you had planned to do that in Q2, you don't have a lot of alternative. You're not going to release in July or August. So that leaves you with September, and September is EAFC.
Well, still possible. I mean, with the EAFC, I think is an interesting one. Call of Duty as well, because of course it's going to be a balancing act. Because I don't know if the majority of their money is coming from retail sales at this point. I don't think it is. It's from in-game transactions. So do you risk even a slightly smaller install base? Are you going to make that $20 up down their line, or are you just banking on EFC people or EFC people that are going to buy it?
I was going to say as a joke, to guarantee the $100 price tag for GTA 6, if they just delay it long enough, we'll get there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But okay, now let's continue because we are onto something here.
Wait a second. So, it does seem like both, if it's Microsoft and probably we're going to see this across other platforms, it is the opportunity now to really set the stage. And obviously Nintendo opened that door and allowed this to happen. Potentially, maybe they already planned this. From my point of view, I want to put this as a note here, and you can correct me if you think I'm wrong. Do you think this would motivate people now to buy the games they actually want to play instead of just buying a bunch of games they do not?
Oh, yeah.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing, though?
I think it feels like it's becoming expensive to buy video games. I think it's also increased the gap between all the free-to-play solutions that you have and the actually premium titles. So you're going to have to have a very good game. I'm talking 80 plus Metacritic score. Otherwise, you're probably dead. Yes.
Yeah.
At that price point.
And I mean, you need a lot, because I think that it would make more sense for Sony for me, because they have this perceived high value IP, like God of War and Last of Us or whatever Naughty Dog's going to do next. At this point, Ghost of Blank. These are like perceived as premium, and Xbox has not earned that yet necessarily.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, let's move over to what was it you wanted to connect the pricing to? There was another item.
So yeah, there are actually two things I want to connect. So it's going to be a full discussion about the whole newsletter. So the first one is the trend number 2.
Trend number 2: chips aren't improving like they used to, and it's killing game console price cuts. Huh.
Yeah. They used to be like you release a console and then the technology moves on. You reduce the size of your components like more and more, which bring economies of scale, which allow you to produce at a cheaper price, at a cheaper cost, at a lower cost, which means you can put some of that lower cost to your consumer by reducing the price of your console. But the reality now, Battlefield, the map packs in Battlefield back then. Yes, Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5. I don't know. It's a rumor, but I think this is where it's going. It's yeah.
I was in a room with some Battlefield people not so long ago, and I was like, I feel like the best choice for that type of community and franchise is to do premium.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there's any, and I'm not sure if I can talk about the premium numbers from back in the day, but it was significant.
And it was terrible because you split the user base. So if you were on a server with rotating maps, and then there would come a DLC map in there, it would be kicked out. So, or if you are playing with friends that don't have the DLC, then it will cause some friction. Yes.
Oh, yeah, but there are solutions to that, and obviously Joseph Fares showed us the solution to that, and I feel like people just
Yeah, but I would also be worried about just everything getting way too complicated, which those solutions could make worse. Buying or playing Call of Duty is already a very confusing prospect in a lot of ways. And so adding more complicating layers into that is tough.
Yeah. And the other thing is it's a discussion about price elasticity, because when you were doing like squeezing the audience, when there is no credible alternative to Call of Duty, to EAFC, to NBA 2K, why stop? There's no reason to stop. That's capitalism.
Yes, at its finest. At its finest,
exactly.
The enshittification of platforms.
Exactly. I mean, the problem is there are alternatives, and you could eventually push people to them. They're not easy to act. For most people, it's not easy to conceive of spending your time in these alternatives, but they do exist, and it's possible.
Maybe I'm also looking at it in the wrong way necessarily. No, not wrong way necessarily, but maybe there is another paradigm to this, which is the people who are playing FIFA FC and the people who are playing Call of Duty. Those people make 1 to 2 purchases per year, which is probably these 2 games specifically, and that's it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, when you
so an extra $20 is not a huge deal, really.
In the PC and console report that we published a few weeks ago, when you look at the number of games played by year, you can see that if a player plays only one game on console, there is a very high probability that he will be playing a sport game. And just that. And on PC, it's a shooter, so it can be just playing Counter-Strike or just playing PUBG or some other shooter games. But I think it's very clear that there are a lot of players that are single-minded gamers. They just play one game because they only enjoy one game.
Okay, gentlemen, I want to go back quickly to GTA 6.
Yes.
Please summarize it for me because I'm trying to read stuff and then I'm talking to you at the same time, and my mind.
It has been announced that it has been delayed to the 26th of May 26.
Yes.
So a little bit more than 1 year. But then the day after they released a new trailer, which looks incredible if you've not seen it.
Graphics are amazing. I can
You're wondering how it's gonna run on console like Series S, for example. I don't know if they will have to reduce the resolution to make it work, because the level of detail, the physics of the bodies, and I think the belly, actually, there's physics for the belly.
Yeah. No, it's amazing.
Which is crazy.
And it's like, I don't know, it's staggering. And really, it evokes Florida so effectively as well. It's a cool looking thing. It's giving me the same feeling I remember watching the Red Dead 2 trailers.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like they made it. They made a game that looks this way.
It's gonna make everything else look bad.
Yeah.
Just when it's going to be released, everything else will look cheap somehow.
Yeah, I mean that's how it goes, right? But it feels also the cinematics level has increased significantly.
Yeah, and the characters are likable, which is interesting.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
In the previous one, less so than 4 and 5. They were really some serious anti-hero. Like, you were not supposed to like these guys, with the exception of Franklin, Franklin like never. He wasn't the main story driver in the same way that Trevor and the other dude were. But like, as soon as they put this trailer, it's like, oh yeah, I can get behind these people, which is a different storytelling approach for them.
Yeah, it's also the first time it's two protagonists that are in a relationship. I think until now the woman has been mostly in the background, and now it seems to be one of the main character. And
as a playable character,
as a main protagonist.
Yeah.
There has never been a playable woman character, right? Up to this point?
Nope.
In a GTA game? I don't think I remember.
I'm trying to think of all the DLCs, Chinatown Wars, all that shit. I don't think so.
Yeah. But it's really refreshing in many ways, and I like the dynamic between the couple, so to say.
What the good news is that it looks so polished already, and they still have 1 year to fit. I think the year that's left is probably going to be making sure that the world makes sense, like the interaction between the NPCs, and this is a credible living world, because the story is there. They already have their story. They probably have most of the cutscenes, and it's more about, I think, the consistency of the world.
I find it so funny that like, this is a series which it conjures up location in a way that almost nothing else does. And like, in all of the modern GTAs, we've seen Liberty City twice, we've seen Los Angeles twice, and now we've seen Vice City twice. It's like, I would like them to try something new.
Is there a relationship to Vice City in this game, or no?
What do you mean?
Is there a relationship to Vice City?
It takes place in Vice City.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, that becomes more interesting to me. That was my favorite one, by the way.
Tourism to Florida is going to peak next year and the years after. Just people physically going there because they've been there in the game. In the same way that when you go to some Santa Monica Pier when you are in Los Angeles. I mean, I remember playing GTA while I was there. So I think that's... I wonder, I'm sure there is no sponsorship from the city, but this is clearly something that would be. In the same way that Clair Obscur right now, everybody wants to be French and eat cheese and eat baguette and things like that, you know? It's just quite funny.
That goes back to the Monster Hunter time. So our baguettes selling out of... all sold out.
Yeah. And then I believe the soundtrack is a #1 Billboard right now.
Cool.
Also.
Cool.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. But just quickly, 2 questions. What impact does GTA 6 have with this news? What does it have? What are the top 2, 3 points that you want to point out in terms of impact for this year, for everybody else, and then next year?
I mean, it makes a hole in the calendar in October, and AAA will do their best to fill it, but it's harder. I think it does create an opportunity for the Clair Obscuras of the world, for these kind of high, polished AA. I think we can. I'm excited to see who can try and fill that gap, and if we can get something interesting in there.
You have Borderlands 4, you have Ghost of Yotei, you have Mafia 3,
The Old Country.
Yeah, exactly. So you already have these games announced, and there will probably be more. And we don't know about the next Battlefield game, whether it will be end of this year or the first quarter of next year. That's still a open discussion.
I want to share
discussion. I don't know, but it is not being shared at least.
So for 2025, we need to reconfigure the
cut that out.
Yeah, cut that out.
And most of these games have already been released. If you look at
absolutely.
You have Death Stranding. Death Stranding 2 is coming also.
Oh yeah.
So,
I don't think that really competes with a lot. I think it's just Death Stranding.
Yeah, but it's good for Sony probably somehow for PlayStation. What does it mean? It means that we have to review our forecast. So, I mean, as you know, news would just publish a forecast.
Of course.
We were about to push the button to share our update, and then we had to redo everything because, let's be honest, GTA 6 and the Switch 2 were the two growth drivers for the industry this year, for the PC and console industry at least this year. So we are removing one. The gap will be filled, but as I mentioned before, there's a risk that the install base will not grow as expected because some people will wait next year to buy a console.
Absolutely.
It also delays by ricochet the release on PC by 1 year, probably. Mm-hmm. So PC is not before 2027. That's our expectations. It has not been announced at all. So it's not officially releasing on PC at this moment, but we expect that there is about 1 year between console and PC release.
So just quickly then, one more note. GTA 6, Nintendo Switch 2 next year. Is that a possibility?
No.
Nintendo Switch 2?
No, it's not.
No. It's releasing. It's pre-order. It's over.
I would also I'd like the Ninja ice cream maker on Nintendo Switch 2
no
as
GTA
well,
6 on no GTA 6 on Switch 2 neither.
Why not? No. Why not?
Because it's not even as powerful as a PS5.
Yeah. I mean, I think that we are as likely to see it in my Ninja air fryer.
Yes.
I'm sure you already have Doom installed, so you might as well put GTA 6 as well. Okay, I will challenge you on that and say I'll take that bet. We'll see GTA 6 on Nintendo Switch 2, 2026, 26,
sure,
05.
Why not?
Okay, boom. We'll play a bingo game. Anything else I need to be